guys. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter, Josh. I was muted on both places because me and Jim were talking kind of like behind the scenes here. I'm unmuted now, so hi again. Welcome to A Moment in Time with Taylor. What, you guys can't read lips? Come on, up your skills. First comment to the broadcast goes to G-Biz. Hey, Chloe. Hi, Hizo. Sorry, Josh and Hizo, thanks for the update that no one can hear anything I'm saying. Hey, GC. Yeah, sign language, exactly. Is it me or is there no sound? How much have you had to drink tonight? Because everyone else can hear me just fine. Just kidding. Hey there, Trent. Okay, yes, everyone can hear me. Lovely. All right, this is my first time doing this, apparently. So we have a special split screen set up for you guys tonight. Periscope only allows audio call-ins. Some of us have been broadcasting for a long time. We don't want to wait for Periscope to make video available, so we put the gears and things together behind the scenes. We get everything ready, and here we are with, I believe, my first split screen interview live since I've been Next Juice instead of Fem Yoga. So wonderful. Good to see you, Dima, everyone. Yes. No, it was not your performance. Okay, so without further ado, drum roll, please. Oh, I should have a drum roll emoji. Oh, I do have a clap track. Okay, yes, we're going to do this. What button do I push? Haven't done this in so long. Jim from Chicago.
Hey now. What's going on, Taylor? How are you?
Hey, so good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Greetings from the great outdoors here in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Welcome. So a lot of you guys actually answered on my survey. I have a viewer satisfaction survey on the homepage of my website, nextjuice.com. It's also pinned to the top of my Twitter profile. And I asked, what are some of your other favorite Periscope broadcasters? And Jim here was actually one of the most popular responses. A lot of you guys not only watch my channel, but you watch Jim as well. So I thought, I've never done a split screen with him. Why not? We've met in person. We can at least do this. So
exactly.
Here he is. We brought him on. Yeah, I know Ryan's a big fan. Thank you for the drum roll. Hashtag unmute. We're off to a great start.
That's right.
It's still daylight there because you are in what time zone?
Yeah, we're in the central time zone right now, a little past, oh my goodness, let's take a look here. It's past a little, about 8:15-ish, or 8:07. 8:07 here in beautiful Chicago. Not Chicago, but Chicago.
What does that mean? Is that how you say it?
Because everyone, it's the Midwest accent in Chicago. D's, dems, does, over by there. I'm from Chicago. We like, Michael Jordan and pizza. We watched The Last Dance for the last 5 Sundays, stuff like that. So all the teachers at Columbia College in Chicago where I went to school said, Jim, it's not Chicago, it's Chicago. Chicago. So he spells out Chicago. Chicago.
Everybody, I feel like everyone's saying it out loud right now with you.
Hello, Ed.
It does sound kind of Canadian. Yeah, it sounds a little bit. It's north. It's right near there.
Yeah, we're kind of north, but not like Wisconsin north.
No, yeah, that's true. It's a little bit different. Hey, Sean. So, for anyone who doesn't know you, I know there's a lot of people in here who already know you. Yeah, we have more Chicagoans in the building. Chicagoans. So for anyone who doesn't know, if you want to kind of tell us, how'd you find Periscope? What's your journey been like? What's been bringing you back for more on the platform and kind of what you do?
Yeah, well, basically, Taylor, first of all, thank you again for having me on this evening. And guys, if you're not following Next Juice, put your hand out here in front. Put your hand right up next to your phone, right here. Come on. Ready? Not you. No, people don't follow you. No, you're following you. Give me a hand. Follow her, okay? Worship her, okay? She's awesome. So basically, I found Periscope. Oh my God. Back April 29th, 2015. And you're like, Jim, how do you remember this date, for crying out loud? Well, if you remember, guys, back then, Periscope was in its infancy, maybe a month and a half year old. I read something about it online. There was Meerkat. You guys remember Meerkat? And there was this thing called Periscope that was just starting to come out, and that was around March. So I was turning on television, like I usually am, making dinner for Periscope Widow and Ashley, my daughter. Periscope Widow, by the way, is my wife, Maureen, and she gave herself that name. We'll explain that later. To make a long story short, more or less, I was watching mainstream media looking for, there was some unrest in Baltimore, Maryland, back in 2015. An officer was acquitted for some kind of some alleged, crime or something like that. And unfortunately, things got kind of ugly in Baltimore. The news networks that, you know what? Why show unrest and like half of Baltimore burning down when you can actually watch them talk about Hillary and Donald Trump in politics for 6 hours on end? And I'm not a political person, as you know. I'm not into that kind of stuff. If you want politics, try on mainstream media, try on the news, try on CNN, Fox, MSNBC, whatever. So I'm like, I want to find out what's going on in Baltimore. I'm looking on my Twitter feed, and there's stuff going down. And then all of a sudden, I saw somebody doing a live stream on Twitter at the time, and it showed at the time it said 350 live, and it showed somebody going in and looting a store in Baltimore, on the west side of Baltimore. And I'm like, this is going down. And then I read something about Periscope, and I'm like, I'm downloading this Periscope app. So on April 29th, when all these fights and riots are going down, I went on somebody from the Guardian newspaper, which is an independent newspaper out of Ireland. This Irish guy is on the corner of some inner city neighborhood in Baltimore going, "Excuse me, young chap, is there any reason why you're taking stuff out of that store?" And there's this big dude. He's like, "Turn that phone off." I just have actually a couple more questions. They're climbing through the windows. They're bringing out, beer and Yingling and whatever, and Jameson and whatever. And I suggest you turn your phone off right now. And all of a sudden, you see this hand go boom, and this feed went black. And I was hooked ever since.
That's a pretty awesome story.
Yeah. Uncensored, in the raw, stuff that your news networks aren't going to show. They're going to sit there and talk about elections and politics and all that crap. This guy was right there in the trenches getting the story. It was going down.
Yeah. That's really what Periscope was originally intended to do. It's supposed to be a periscope that looks out and shows the world around you. And we've kind of foiled their plans and taken over for our own intentions and turned it into a very, very powerful social networking app.
Right.
And so when did you decide that? Well, actually, let's just read a couple comments so I don't miss any. Sometimes people can't see the comments on Periscope, Josh. You're going to what?
I can scroll down with you. There's a little delay on my end here as far as the comments. I have to look down at my preview monitor.
Yeah.
So,
Josh, so if you leave the broadcast and come back in, you might be able to see the other comments. Sometimes that works for me. I don't know exactly what happened to Meerkat, but they are no longer in existence. Laura said, Ustream hooked me before Periscope. Yeah, I kind of want to know everyone's Periscope origin story.
Yeah, Ustream and Livestream were also very big and prevalent back then, in the early part of the decade.
2015, was that back in the Occupy days? Don't know.
Towards the end, I believe, except I don't remember seeing... Actually, you know what? I do remember seeing some scopes for Occupy in New York. Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Jose says he doesn't recognize you without a drink in your hand.
Don't worry, I've got a free plug coming up over my shoulder here. Don't worry. I usually don't drink on scope.
Oh, really?
I usually don't drink on scope at all. No, I out of respect, because I want to do by the TOS. We want to. If I do, I plug stuff. I plug small businesses, especially in this time and age, where small businesses, whether it be restaurants, breweries, whatever, we got to take care of the little guys. The corporate people are going to do all their stuff and everything. But the important thing here is for small breweries here in the Chicago area, I want to support them and do what I can. But out of respect, I see people drink on scope all the time, whatever. But out of respect to my viewers, I'll plug the beer. I'll show them the pour. I'll hold the beer up. I'll say cheers, kind of like Genevieve did back in the old days and still does. What I do is I go off camera and I can just go, that is awesome. So it's not like someone can sit there and screenshot it and say, "We got you, Jimmy. We've got you." But what it's actually doing is it's helping small business people out there. And I never drink at home anyway. I miss it because I can't go to places. I can't play softball. I can't play volleyball. I can't do the things I used to do. Social drinking. At home, I drink iced tea. I drink chocolate milk. I drink milk. I drink Coke. A lot of stuff, but not beer.
Maybe Walcon, yeah. So Big Brother might have. I see a lot of people talking about Big Brother, Survivor. There's a lot of these niche communities all over Periscope, and we're hoping that Big Brother will still air this year, which is usually at the end of June when it starts, and it goes for about 90 days. The last season was 99 days, but we'll see, because I do plan on doing some commentary and weekly updates on that show, just like I did with Survivor last season, but.
Well, do you see what they're doing with The Bachelor? They're doing Zoom Bachelorette. Did you hear about this? I'm going to be talking
I didn't know about this.
Later on today, I'll be mentioning Zoom Bachelorette. So basically, this may be something that Jeff Probst and the guys. Jeff used to be at FX when it was in its infancy back in 1994. And he did a show called The Collectible Show. And my brother-in-law, Michael Pelka, who's a radio talk show host, was a producer for that show. So he knows Jeff very well.
Oh, okay. All right. That's pretty cool.
So,
hey,
but yeah, Big Brother, maybe it could be Zoom Survivor, Zoom Big Brother, cross-marketing.
Yeah.
Zoom Skype.
I feel like
Skype Big Brother.
Some of it, I don't know. Hopefully it's face-to-face Big Brother.
I know. But in this day and age, who knows?
We don't, a lot of states are opening up. There's a lot going on with that stuff. Hey, Willie, good to see you over on YouTube. Hey, Edward, he's going to ask us what 3 things we're grateful for. So before he even asks us, what 3 things are you grateful for, Jim?
The 3 things I'm grateful for. Number 1, the health and happiness of my family. My daughter, Ashley, was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 2, cancer-free since she's been 5. She had seizures 8 to 9 years, and now she's cancer-free. And my wife, Maureen, who I've been married to for 23 years, very blessed, very grateful to have her in my life. So that's kind of 1 and 1A, I guess, but they're together. That's 1. Number 2 is my own health and happiness and my being at peace with myself. Have times been trying over the past week? Absolutely, with a flooded basement and a busted dryer motor and a broken microwave and 3 bloody noses. But we're going to be okay. We're fine. And the third grateful thing is the network of friends I have amassed over these many years. Here on Periscope, obviously, my friends from grade school, high school, college, my places of employment, the neighborhood, from softball, volleyball, all the other social avenues in life and in real on social media. So those are the 3 grateful things in my life right now.
I love that. That is awesome. You need to... Oh, really, Josh? Interesting. So Josh said that he fixes the can't see the other people's comments thing by going into another broadcast and then coming back. That's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm on a delay here on my little preview monitor down here, so I see like his story is just popping up on mine here, and I saw, oh my goodness, I saw Ryan in here. It's got Ryan Perspective. Sassy's in here from Sacramento, California. Mm-hmm. A bunch of guys in here. Hi, Shelly. How are you, my friend? Let's see who else is in here. So that gives you an idea as far as where I'm at as far as the delay.
Yeah, that's a little bit behind. Yeah. Julia is here. She said 2 of her favorite broadcasters in one place. Hi,
oh,
Julia.
my God. Julia, thank you. Good seeing you. Hope you're doing well.
Yes. Berta says she doesn't recognize me without my banana suit on.
I was just going to say Taylor and Ed are great broadcasters. Those are the 2 right there you're talking about, right?
Ed? Did you say Ed?
Right? I know.
That's so strange. Yeah, no, it's because I'm broadcasting through OBS, Josh. But don't worry about it. Let's not make the whole broadcast about, whether or not you can see comments. So Big Brother, because Big Brother's turnaround, the production time, the turnaround time on that show is really short because it's almost live. They have the 24-hour lives, but also the show is filmed, within just a couple of days, and sometimes that same day they're putting together the actual episode they're going to show you. So they're hoping that if things are kind of delayed by that point, that maybe if they can test all the production crew and cast members. The only problem is that the production crew and Julia, Julie Chen Moonves, she goes home and then comes back, so I don't know if they'd have to isolate or quarantine or kind of what they'd have to do to really pull that off.
Yeah, I think about other shows where they can kind of pull it off, like on The Voice or on American Idol, where they could pretty much just isolate people and have them perform live at their comforts of their home.
Yep.
The key thing here for Big Brother and for other shows like Survivor and everything is continuity.
Right.
Especially with the live, semi-live environment.
Right, yeah. And it's like they have this thing where it's been on for like 20 years and, they have never missed a summer, so they're like, they're trying to keep their streak going.
Exactly.
Very good. T, thank you. Okay. I'm going to catch up, make sure I don't miss anything. Interesting. You got a lot of people can't. So if you guys go over on YouTube, you might be able to see comments better. I could put them on the screen, but it'll probably be right on top of my face. Hey, Tina. Yay, Edward. I'm glad. Yeah, I've gotten to know you from that. BBC had to stop due to COVID tonight was the finale. Oh, is that Big Brother Canada? Oh, so they just upped the finale to now? That's interesting. That's interesting that they would push it through like that. Okay, so you had said that... Oh, wait, did you... Did you say when you decided to first? No, because we went with comments. Yeah. So when did you first decide to go live? Do you remember what it was, when it was?
Oh God, yeah. First, it was the summer that ended our volleyball team. Actually, July of 2015. I was like, I was always reluctant to hit the red button. People like Joanne Pham, who's Go Rice, Squirrel, Greg Lopez, a couple of others, Web Evie when she was back on Evie Toddy, a couple of other people, Sandy Choi way back in the day, and Nolan. Those guys were like, you got to hit the red button. You're hysterical. Your comments. You got to go live. I was just like, no, we're not going to do that. Sorry. So I'm like, all right. So one night we're over at this place called the Beacon Tap in northwest suburban Chicago in Des Plaines, Illinois. It's a sand volleyball pit. It's a dump. People are only there for the volleyball, and they're not there for the food or the drinks because everything else was, at the time, it was bad. So we went to softball from like 6 until 8, and we'd play volleyball from 9 until they would kick us out, basically. Nice. And the competition was like A League, low A, high B. I'm like middle B. I'm not exactly the best volleyball player anymore at my age. So July 2015, our team sucked that year. We didn't have the same. We only played 4, so it was 4-on-4, a small court. Mm-hmm. So we had no consistent team. So finally, one night, I'm like, you know what? I told my captain, Lily, I'm like, we're going to go live on this thing called Periscope. But I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to scope this first game. So I started calling it Thursday Night Volleyball on Periscope. And I did play-by-play of volleyball between the Northsiders and I forgot, Fear Factory was the name of the other team. And they just looked at me like, what are you doing? I even asked them for permission to scope it. And they go, is this live? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, and then all of a sudden people behind me start downloading the Periscope app.
Yes.
And there's people like watching the comments, like telling everyone, oh, you're not good, you suck, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So we had like 20 people in the room total. And there's everybody playing volleyball, watching the game.
Yeah.
And then someone held my camera and they scoped our game and they got to see the true colors of how bad we were. And then after that, Lily found somebody else and that was the end of the team in the summer and our team broke up. And after that, I stayed on scope, lost the team, but I kept scope.
Nice. There you go. Well, we're glad about that. Hey, Ryan, I see you moved over to YouTube. They filmed a few weeks. Oh, we're still talking about, okay, Big Brother. Then they told the guests they had to go home. Yep, exactly. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Oh, thanks for the super hearts, Cizo. I think I missed that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. So you had mentioned Periscope Widow, and you said you were going to kind of expand on that. Is now a good time to do that, or?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, my wife of 23 years, as you know, I became a scopeaholic, as Sandy Choi used to say back in the day. And I would be on scope from the time I got home at 6:30. Instead of watching TV, I'd be watching broadcasts on Periscope from 6:30 till 3, 4 in the morning, almost like 5-6 days a week. And mind you, Ashley was still having her seizures back then, so I had to stay awake. So I would watch scopes and make sure Ashley was okay. So I was going back and forth at the time. And then after a while, Ashley started getting better and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, before she's like, are you going to watch that more? Or are you going to spend more time with me? She goes, I feel like Periscope Widow. And I go, what's that supposed to be? And she goes, well, remember when my dad used to sit there in front of his MacBook Pro all night? It's like 2, 3 in the morning looking at his MacBook Pro. Her dad was a computer geek and everything. So he has MacBook Pro. He'd lay on the floor and have his MacBook Pro out all hours of the day and night. So he was referred to as Computer Widow by my mother-in-law. So my wife basically took Computer Widow, converted it to Periscope Widow, and we've run with it since about 2016.
So basically she lost you to Periscope.
She did for a while. Now we do things in moderation a little bit.
Good.
But she created the name Periscope Widow.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember when I first heard that, and I was like, what does this mean? I don't even know what this means. Hey, David. Good to see you.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. Hello.
Merhaba.
Are you going to open feed, or?
I could. I'm outside. Nothing's going to hold me back, I'm using this big whiteboard behind me so I can prevent people from seeing all the weeds and the unseen growth and everything behind me. My neighbor's yard. My yard's full of that.
Hey, they were just weed whacking.
Yeah, they went. They just moved in literally 2 months ago. They're a Polish couple. They live on the northwest side of the city. Super cool. Peter and his wife Manuela.
Oh.
Yeah, they got one kid who's like 5 years old, another one on the way, and
Is
they seem down with Periscope. They seem to like it, so they may
nice.
come here. We may have some fun on the patio here this summer.
Oh, that sounds fun. I feel like Manuela is not a Polish name.
No, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
He's Polish,
Okay.
and she is from Mexico.
Okay. That makes more
Yeah,
sense.
all the Polish guy because his mom and dad are here all the time. You know, they're pulling weeds, they're tearing out the patio, they're messing everything up. You know, and then today he took over, he took charge, and he took Ashley's old swing set. The old swing set used to be in the backyard. Ashley outgrew it. We gave it to them.
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
That's how it's
awesome.
working. Yeah. I
That's
said under one condition, they have to redwood res everything. They had to, clean it up and fix it. So they're good.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
new neighbors are fun. I did want to mention to you. You said that your basement had flooded.
A little bit, nothing major. We had 8 inches of rain over the last 5 days here in Chicago. Believe it or not, it was just limited to our utility room, and luckily it didn't affect the washer and dryer, including that dryer motor that blew out last week. But we caught it early, and we're getting the foundation thing fixed next week.
Okay, nice. I need to warn you to make sure you don't saw your finger off because
Carpet, yeah, we.
I don't know what it was, but my friend Shara here on Periscope, her brother, I think just yesterday, his basement had flooded. He was doing some repairs with a saw. He lost the tip of his finger. And he was very
Geez.
sad. He said, I had that thing for 32 years and I miss it. It left me.
Yeah, which finger was it?
I don't know which finger, but they had to actually take a little bit more off to close it properly.
Oh my goodness!
Pretty
Wow.
crazy. Pretty crazy. And that's the first thing I thought of when you said your basement flooded. I'm like, protect your digits!
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I need these for
To hit the red button.
yeah, hit the red button and doing this. Imagine me trying to do it with my feet. I mean, I can't do that. Although, that reminds me of a time when we used to do our Thunder Cruise scope trains. No one was really watching that night. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something we said at the beginning, but I just told everybody, we had like a little side group, kind of like a private chat. I'm like, tonight, just show your feet for like 5 minutes and let's see what happens. So everybody showed their feet on their casts and numbers escalated.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
That was like earlier when I went to Target and I got a new gamer headset and I also got some bathing suits and I decided to try all of them on and it went from like 20 people to like 1,000 people.
I was just gonna say that happens when you do your beach scopes, or when you do your hot tub scopes, or if one's from Florida, when you and Ed go down to Florida.
Yeah.
Those are classic. I love those.
Yeah, it's like there's like our normal people and then just a bunch of random strangers.
We used to call that the element. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the I actually sometimes I have a private Periscope group where it's like everyone in there, and Ed actually says, it's more fun in the public when there's all these random people. I'm like, is that really
that's
fun?
what's fun about it. People DM me after my cast and are like, "Did you see what they said?" What? I'm like, no. I go, that's great content. We need that, especially in Scope Game. People think they're going to try to troll and all of that, and then all of a sudden, we kind of make them like part of our family, and they realize, you guys are actually okay in here.
Yeah.
We're kind of the island of misfit toys. That's what we call ourselves. Yeah.
Apparently, we are too because we have a lot of the same audience, which I didn't actually realize. Because I feel like our content's a little bit different, but we do both do games, so I think the games are really popular. It's one of the first things I saw happening on Periscope, besides people smoking weed, was people playing games.
Yeah, the weed and the dabbing scopes and the trivia. You and who was it? Vegan Doe was another one that used to do game shows way back in the day. And then we tried to incorporate that with Thunder Crew for a little bit, and that was, Holistic Deb did it, and but like I said, basically, when I couldn't go out on Saturday nights, when Periscope Widow's like, "You're not going out, you're gonna stay home," or if I was broke, translation, when I was broke and had no money, I'm like, I need to do something to entertain myself. So I said, you know what, I'll just do a Scope Game.
Is that how it started?
Scope Game, yeah. Basically, what it was just I always watched game shows when I was a little kid. I grew up watching like Bob Barker,
Yep.
Alex Trebek, Wink Martindale, Gene Rayburn, all these guys, that go back to the day. And I try to emulate the '70s game show host. Like wear that really bad loud suit with the really bad unmatching tie and the little gooseneck microphone and all of that they used to wear.
And gym shorts, I think you say.
And I wear the gym shorts. And I do that at the Golden Squirrels too. I literally wear shorts. Like the news anchors do that. And I think one of them on Good Morning America got busted. I don't know if you guys watched Good Morning America recently, but I think it was about a couple weeks ago. I forgot which anchor it was, but everyone's working out of their house. And one of them was wearing the suit, the jacket, looking to the nines, ready to go. And then the little kid came running out, and then he went to sit up to go help his little daughter. And sure enough, he's wearing a pair of shorts. He's wearing some Under Armour shorts. And they cut right back to Robin Roberts. Okay, very good. Well, we'll check in with you later on.
I love that. That's actually been a really cool part of being, having what's going on is like you kind of get to see everybody's home environment in a much different way than we would ever really get to see it otherwise.
Yeah, that office downstairs over there, that's 100% hazmat down there. That's trouble down there. It's a mess.
What? Wait, what office do you mean?
That's my office where I do my show, my cast. That's actually
your area. Okay, yeah.
Home office. Yeah, that's where I do my bills. Now it's my office from the home.
Studio.
Yeah, but then it all of a sudden became the safe haven, and it got away from Periscope Widow and Ashley, closed the door and scope.
Yeah.
That's where I do that's where I have like all the posters and the bobbleheads and the the signage and the people I've met at the meetups behind me and all that stuff too.
I know, I love it. I actually want to commend the work you put into your broadcasts. Like you're well prepared. You have a whole game plan seem to be laid out, and you have the back. You have like the weather of the day, and you have your whole whiteboard set up. I mean, I love that. I think that's really, really cool.
I can't afford StreamYard, or StreamYard doesn't want to cooperate with me, so I thought I'd just plug that. There we go. There's a little preview.
Yay.
Actually, hold on. There you go. Currently cloudy. It's not 58 yet, but it will be 58 degrees when I go live tonight later. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy, 74 degrees, but increasing cloudiness late in advance of a warm front. And we'll have isolated showers and thunderstorms through the Memorial Day weekend, per the course here in Chicagoland.
I love that. I love that. So Iowa Neck says he loves you with the I love you emoji.
Thank you.
Daryl, good to see you too. Everyone was building arcs. What?
Yes.
Hey, man.
A lot of rain here in Chicago over the last week, and we're getting more this weekend, unfortunately. So I'm up on a hill. That's the part that freaks me out. Nothing in the 21 years I've lived here, we never got any water down there ever, except from our upstairs bathrooms, like when things leak and break and stuff.
Yeah.
Never. 21 years. And I'm like, can't complain.
Yeah, I guess, it's got to happen to all of us at least once,
right?
Probably.
Exactly.
Saul says, who's this guy? He looks like a Cubs fan.
Oh, am I a Cubs fan? Absolutely. I almost wore the Cubs spring training shirt from Arizona, but I decided to kind of, just dress, business casual for the day.
Yeah, you have the Just Do It going on, too. Which
exactly.
kind of ties into if you guys want to go live. Just do it. Hey, Gary. Gary on YouTube. I don't know if you can see it on the screen here on our little Skype chat.
I'm using my iPhone 11 for the live feed. I should have switched and used my tablet, because my tablet I'm looking at stuff on delay, and as the actual live camera I'm using is my smaller one, and the font is like,
teensy tiny. Well, he says that you are the nicest man in Chicago, and there's no better scoper to interview.
Thank you. MS Smith, Daryl, that's like Captain Tim's in here.
Yeah, hey, Tim.
Let's go. And right there, Thunder Crew brings the thunderstorms. Thunder Crew alumni bring the thunderstorms. What's going on, Frankie? What's up, brother? Hope you're staying dry.
He just says White Sox all day.
Yeah, Periscope Widow loves you because my wife's a Sox fan. I'm a Cubs fan, so we're house divided.
Oh, a house divided.
We all like the Bears. My wife hates hockey, so she doesn't like the Blackhawks. She doesn't follow the Bulls anymore. She loves golf, and that's about it.
He can see your comments, Daryl, so he can see that you're saying hi from Kentucky.
Hello, Daryl. I'm watching. There's like a delay down here.
I think we're at the same point, though, because you saw that comment from Hizo pop up at the same time as me, and that was the last one at that time.
Yeah. Hello, Daryl. How are you? Good seeing you.
You're still doing the Periscope game, right? What is your schedule in terms of what content do you have scheduled?
Oh boy. I may dab a little bit, show my feet. Thinking about maybe just getting excessively drunk and just no.
Opening bobs.
No, like opening my man bobs. Yeah, the dad bod. Yeah, the dad bod has never been exposed to scope, but it almost did at the Chicago meetup with Steph and you and Jason and Wolf Puppy and Lizzie and all of them. But,
Wait, why?
That never came to fruition. No, it was when everyone got into onesies after we had pizza.
Yeah.
And then Dave and Nate wanted to go to Greco. Dave, Nate, and Greco wanted to go to some bar. So we went to some bar and we went out drinking more.
Yeah, and then we were actually at the onesies watching your broadcasts with you guys.
I got in trouble that night. I got in big trouble that night. I opened my big trap and holy Hades broke loose. But anyway, that was a fun weekend. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Oh, I like that, Mike.
Platinum Squirrel.
Yeah.
Ooh, until Periscope brings out the platinum level,
there we
VIP,
go.
We're gonna have to stick with golden. But
Gary forgot to say hello.
Amen. We're getting some actual real management for the Bulls after 2.5 decades of garbage. But the last dance was fun. So I'm sorry, Taylor. Continue on. Here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is for both of us. Not at all. What do you own a onesie?
No.
Okay. So
no,
you were disqualified from the start.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
You could create one. You just sew your shirt to your pants.
Oh,
done.
You were asking about my if we can if the moment's right. See you, Captain Tim. Be good, buddy. Good seeing you. I may pull it off, but no. Wednesday nights I do Catalyst. Catalyst was inspired by my friend Tala _ no excuses. Back in 2017, I had a little emotional falling out, frustration with Ashley having a lot of seizures, and I just felt helpless. And I was just I didn't want to talk about my personal life. Nobody really knew about me personally. I didn't really give out my personal information that much. I was only on school for a year and a half, 2 years, or whatever. And then finally one night I just completely lost it. She says, just don't show your face. Find a candle or just do a fire pit like I do and just put the camera on the candle. I did that for one night, and I basically, I think I cried out loud. I bawled my eyes out that night because I was frustrated and pissed that we couldn't find a cure for my daughter's seizures. We brought her up and down on so many meds for so many years to try to get her epileptic seizures out of the way. Nothing worked, and I just felt helpless. And I didn't feel like nobody was listening around here. Everyone had their own little envisionments and ideas and everything like that. Oh, okay, Saul. All right, hey, what's up, Schnookums? There's Schnookums. That's Saul. What's up there? He called me, hey, honey bunches. Anyway, I'm squirreling.
You're squirreling. That's okay. Sorry, we got plenty of time.
I'm squirreling. Yeah, so anyway.
It's also getting quite dark out there.
It is getting dark out. So if I start, it's getting kind of dark. Oh, you want to see the moment in time? There we go. There, you see?
Ooh, yes.
Elmhurst Brewing Company's in here too.
Yes.
There it is. Make sure you visit Elmhurst, Illinois. Yeah, Elmhurst Brewing Company. That's right. There you go. Moment in Tyler. Hello, Taylor from Chicagoland. There you go.
What's that say at the bottom? Thank you to all.
That's right. Oh, essential workers.
Essential workers. Okay.
Yes. Sorry,
chopped off by my little thing.
None of this. I'm going back to my middle. Again, it took me an hour to get me to stay in the center.
I'm like, scooch this way. No, scooch back the other way. Scooch.
Here we go. See, like that. Look at I'm going to be lower thirds and everything. Look at I'm even better now. See? Taylor should be using Premiere Pro after the broadcast.
Okay.
I want to go on at midnight. I still have to edit this replay now.
I'm not editing anything. We're live streamers. We don't edit anything.
I know, I love it. I was thinking, like, I can imagine if Steph Taylor was doing this for YouTube. It's like, she's awesome. I love her. But anyway, so Wednesdays, I started doing candlescopes and then ultimately fire pit scopes. Someone gave us a fire pit and everything like that. Yeah, epilepsy is no joke. I witnessed a friend who had a grand mal seizure. Yes. Ashley had 1 to 3 a day for 8 years. So we've been there, done that many times, unfortunately, and we don't wish that on anybody, ever. So
when was her last seizure?
Last seizure was, December 16th, 2017.
That's amazing. So do you want to talk about your journey with that a little bit and kind of how that's come to stop from the level it was at?
Absolutely. So just in the summary, I do Catalyst on Wednesdays.
Oh,
That's the
yes.
fire. You don't have to look at my face. You just literally look at the fire and you just vent and release, and we have fun. Thursdays is my Thursday night roundtable, kind of a spin-off of Thursday Night Thunder when we had Thunder Crew. Saturday is trivia night. It's called Scope Game. Scope Game Saturday. So there you go.
Awesome.
Yes, her name is Taylor and was Taylor and will always be Taylor there, Daryl.
I hope so. And I might change it to Juice legally.
It's Juice, yeah. Sounds like a '90s movie with there was a movie called Juice. I can't remember who was in it.
I want to say J-Lo, no?
Yeah, J-Lo, Omar Epps, and I forgot who else was in that. It's like 1992. So to answer your question, the journey about Ashley. My daughter Ashley, born in 2006. She's now 14 years of age. She'll be graduating 8th grade from our little junior high down the street over here. And when she was 2 years old, she was diagnosed with leukemia, ALL leukemia, which is basically, it's not the one that requires a bone marrow transplant or anything like that. It's acute lymphoma leukemia, ALL. And that means it's basically a blood cancer. My daughter was diagnosed with that at the age of 2. So on December 8th, 2008, she was diagnosed with that, and they put a port in her chest, and that's where they started a little tube hanging out, and there was little ports you'd open up every day, and that's where I had to administer chemo to my daughter for 3 years. And that happened from 2008 till 2011. And every day we'd open up the port, sterilize it, inject chemo into that, and it would go into her chest, and then it would flush out all the blast cells, kind of red blood cells, and it would help her improve her white cells and her platelet levels. And we did that for about 2-3 years. The one of the treatments was with methotrexate, and it was a spinal injection that was put into her lower back. So it would go into her spinal region, up and down her back, to allow for the chemo to get out a little bit, more frequently and everything. Mm-hmm. And even Ashley saw a button like sag there when I said that. So basically, unfortunately, some of that methotrexate traveled to the back of her brain. September 8th of 2009, I was playing volleyball in a town called Glenview. I was playing volleyball about 8:15 at night. And then all of a sudden, one of the people who ran the park district came running across the gym to me. Jim, it's Ashley. It's an emergency. She basically had a large dose of methotrexate travel to the back of her brain and deceased instantly. She turned blue in the face when my wife was driving her home. Her eyes rolled up in the back of her head. Her tongue went down her throat, and she couldn't do anything. The good news is that there was a EMT or paramedics truck, like literally like a mile down the street west of there where my wife was. They stabilized her. They got her back up. They got, breathing apparatus into her. They got IVs put into her. They got something down her throat. They got everything all fixed. They got her to an emergency room where they stabilized her enough to the point where the team where our daughter was staying at was able to come over from our hospital, get her, transport her back there. But ever since then, she had seizures of, sometimes the shakies, sometimes the non-responsive spacies, the bad trip where she would drop her head with little or no notice, 24/7, 365 for 8 years. Brought her up and down in many meds in the past. And I know Western meds do a great job for so many great people in this country. And we love all of the nurses, the doctors, the oncologists, and the neurologists who are miracle workers of what they do. But it didn't happen to work for our daughter after all these years. So we finally said, you know what, we need to take swift and evasive action here somehow or another. So we finally said, you know what, we've heard about medical cannabis, we heard about CBD, we heard about Charlotte's Web and everything in Colorado, and some other great stories from other parents. And at that juncture, Taylor, we had nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I'm one of the biggest nerds in the world. I mean, as far as I've never gotten high in my life. I haven't smoked cigarettes in my life ever.
Wow.
My parents smoked 2 packs a day at home in the house with smoke all over the house.
Yep.
My brother and my sisters got high all the time. They hated beer. They hated sports. I'm like, let's turn this around. Let's turn this negative into the positive. We have nothing to lose. So we went in and got some help. Dr. Tony Bark, the late Dr. Tony Bark, who just passed away last year, was instrumental and getting us in front of and making the process necessary for medical cannabis and everything like that. So it turned a negative into a positive, and lo and behold, it started with bringing her down on the, the Western meds, and then bringing her up slowly on medical cannabis. We can't just suddenly shut somebody off. It could be life-threatening with any kind of drug or anything like that, or any kind of meds. So, large wall cloud with funnel from Jeff Piotrowski, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Okay, get that message. Am I too dark? Should I go inside, or am I okay?
I feel like you are kind of the dark side. I mean, I'm the light side, which is great.
I can go inside. You
just have to talk like Darth Vader for the rest of the broadcast, that's all.
I know, I was just going to say, it got dark earlier. It usually stays light out here, but the cloud cover has become thicker. It's becoming 9:30-ish out there, 8:30 here. So let me finish the story about Ashley, and then we'll move inside a little bit. I'll show you the headquarters, the office, JSHQ.
A tour, a special behind-the-scenes tour.
That's right. You get to see. You can see the torn carpet. Maybe we'll see. Yeah. So to make a long story with Ashley, so we had to bring down the Western meds and bring up the medical cannabis. But the part that really frustrated me was the healthcare provider in the hospital. The healthcare provider that was helping Ashley out with that, we were telling them, we're going to switch to medical cannabis. Can you help us bring her down? They said no. They didn't even want to help our daughter and her health and well-being. It was all about the Benjamins. It's all about the dollar. It's about the bottom line of making sure that those meds, they kept changing them. It was like the drug of the month. This will stop it. This will stop it. She was hitting us. She was not sleeping. She had more seizures, more pronounced seizures. She was unable to read. She couldn't walk. She was in a wheelchair when we went to Hilton Head for our 20th wedding anniversary. It wasn't our daughter anymore. She said one or two words. That was it. We had to help her walk, everything. She couldn't talk. She didn't have any memory, nothing. And we finally said, that's it, the last straw. So we did it on our own with the help of Dr. Tony Bark and Raiden Botanicals and everything here in the Chicago area. Dr. Donald Raiden, Dr. Tony Bark, those two were instrumental at turning it around for our daughter. And she's been sleep-free now for 2.5 years.
Yeah. That is amazing.
But there were some bumps in the road involving the law, Illinois, the federal government, and our local school district. And I'll tell you about that when I bring you downstairs.
Yeah, we interrupt this message for a quick commercial break. Just kidding.
Yeah, you can keep doing the interview. I'm just going to be bringing my apparatus with me downstairs here.
Yeah, so. I'm going to see if there was, kind of check in with comments if there's any questions or anything on that. And then that while you're in your transition here. So Saul said, it's okay, Jim. Most adults don't own a onesie. And Frankie thinks that you should get one with a button butt flap. Kaoki, aloha. Steph, what's up? Epilepsy. Yep, okay, so he read that one. You didn't know my name was Taylor. You didn't know my name was Taylor this whole time? Now it's really dark. Oh, there we go. The light from the phone's lighting up a little.
We're heading downstairs.
There it is.
Oh, look at that dehumidifier working hard. Look at the dehumidifier cranking out. All right, this is going to start looking really familiar here in about 5 seconds.
Is that George and Joanne? What's up, guys? 5, Oriental combo.
4. Hey, Joanne and George. What's going on, Andrew? And this looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? This little area here.
It looks very familiar. Why is that?
I got to center my screen a little bit here and get you situated. Yeah, it's a technical workshop right now. Hello, Joanne. Hello, George. How the heck are you? Good seeing you. Hope all's well. Ah, much better. All right, I'm going to move my tripod this way. So anyway, that's what happened with my daughter. So there, now looks much better.
You have your button, right? There. Are you going to open Bob's for us? Because we can't really see
my Bob button. Or I can just do that.
Oh, there we go.
Ashley's Law. If you want to learn more about my daughter, just go to Ashley's Law, Illinois. Google that. Google Ashley's Law, Illinois, and it pretty much tells everything.
That's what. So Gary had said he remembers the scope, excuse me, when the law got passed. And it was a great moment for people in Chicago and for his daughter. And he should be proud of being a part of a law that will do so much good.
Thank you. Yeah, it was definitely an honor and a privilege. I feel like I'm the Batman. Am I straight? Like,
I think so, yeah.
I gotta move this way a little bit. And Taylor's back there. Her reflection is in the in that picture. Her reflection is in the bean with Steph Taylor.
Oh yes, I see it.
Man, I don't know if you can see it or not, but
a little bit, yeah.
Joanne's there over there with Kama, and there's a bunch of people on this. But anyway, what's I going to tell you? So anyway, You were asking me another. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm the yapping here. There we go. Much better.
That's what we're here for. They get enough of me. We're here to learn about you and talk to you for sure and hear from you. I wanted to ask something. You said she was graduating from 8th grade with the pandemic. So what are they doing for that? Are you guys doing something in your neighborhood? Is the school doing something?
Yeah, they're going to do the proverbial drive around the block and honk horns and all that kind of fun stuff. And it'll be a groovy time. It'll be fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're like with most graduates, whether it be 8th grade, high school, college, it's even like weddings and bar mitzvahs and all of that stuff is pretty much kind of, and even like wakes and stuff like that. I've been to a couple of wakes already where people are literally, just doing Zoom or Skype or doing Microsoft Teams or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What is TKIs? Saul said, are the Western meds different TKIs?
Ooh, don't know what that means.
Maybe it was a weird autocorrect. I feel like it's got to be a troll comment coming from Saul. Perfect time to put the clown nose on.
That's a red nose, sorry, but that's for later. The only thing that, the upside is that the meds helped our daughter become seizure-free. Her memory started coming back. She started using full sentences. She started remembering things when she was like 4 or 5 years old at Disney World. She was walking independently. And again, she's still delayed. I mean, that's between the ages of 2 and 5. And you read those in books, Taylor, and you're like a bookworm, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But kids, the biggest time for children's minds to develop is between the ages of 2 and 5.
Is she reading?
She's reading a little bit. She can write a little bit. She can read a little bit. She's delayed. She has special needs, so she's in special needs classes and everything. Mm-hmm. But she's got a great network of OT, PT, and speech therapists. They're amazing, and they're getting her back up to speed. We got her daughter back.
That's amazing. That's so awesome. I love that. Yeah. If only the change had happened earlier, but better late than never,
It was I think the only big hiccup that we had in the road, Taylor, is when we tried to go bring her back to school. We kept her
that's what you were doing,
for Christmas break, or holiday break. We're like, let's just keep her at home. Let's let her relax a little bit, let her unwind. Let's make sure these meds are working. We want them to work. We don't want any bad side effects. Everything was seamless. Everything was perfect. We bring her back to school. We said, oh, by the way, our daughter's on medical cannabis. Mm-hmm. And the principal said, we can't have her on school grounds. I'm like, what?
Right.
Basically, they said it was a federal law, a felony by federal law that prohibits students with cannabis. Basically, the law was written like it was in the 30s or the 40s or something like that. But, at the same time, the school noticed that our daughter heard about our daughter's progress and everything, and they loved it. The school district in our town supported us 100% on this. They were more than supportive and on our side. Their worry and their concern were the repercussions from the federal level coming down on the state of Illinois and subsequently down on us here in our town where we live and everything like that. Let's see if they can do a little more.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, there's Jim and his Jim's white as Chicago. Is that better? Yeah. That's not a ring light, that's a desk lamp. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen these massive ring lights everybody's using now? These huge...
Yeah, with the tripod.
Yeah, it's got its own tripod.
They have a Manfrotto tripod. They got this big ring, and it's like this thick, and it's like this big...
And their eyes have these big halos.
Yeah. Exactly. So basically what happened, Ashley's Law came to fruition after we had to sue our school district and the state of Illinois. We had to take them to court.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Of January. And we had to do it for our daughter. And she had every right to an education. And we found a great lawyer. And we went to bat for our daughter. And 3 days after we sued, we were in a federal court. And we got a temporary restraining order and everything. And we were very blessed and very grateful that our daughter could go back to school the following Monday, and
wow.
I had a feeling that because I was at Columbia College in Chicago, we kind of a feel as far as the whole, the media and all that, and who's going to be there on this story. Basically, it was it was a pretty big deal here in Illinois. It's a very, conservative state at first. Now that's a little more liberal now with Governor Pritzker and everything like that. And I hate politics in general. But we turned the corner, and I looked at our attorney, and I'm like, you know what? They're going to have an area roped off, and everyone on God's earth is going to be there with their cameras and their anti-Bauer batteries and their tripods, and it's going to be a zoo. My wife's like, what? And he and my lawyer looks at me, he smiled. We turn the corner. All of the lights come on. The reporters run up to the front of the line. The cameramen get their stuff ready. They're rolling and everything like that. They're putting in SDHC cards and stuff in their cameras, making sure they go on the fly. Yeah, so, but my wife, Maureen, crushed the interview. She's never been in front of a camera until that time. And for our daughter to be able to go back to school, to make that monumental game for our daughter and ultimately for other kids in the state of Illinois was a big win for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. It just seems so archaic, like you had said. So that's historic. You guys really changed the course of history by doing that. That's really awesome. That's much to be commended.
Yeah, so we just went from the House to the Senate, and then the governor signed Ashley's Law. So it didn't just limit us to our daughter. It allowed any child with a childhood ailment to be on school grounds. And
then they named it after her, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Representative Lou Lang, recently retired, named it Ashley's Law.
Hell yeah. I love, heck yeah. I'm sorry. Hey, yeah.
Hell yeah. That's all right.
Hey, Sarah. Start of something great. Exactly right. What was that? What did you just hold up? I missed it.
Oh, that was the Ashley Law button. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes.
That's the close-up one.
Hey, wait, down to the left, down.
Hi, I'm Jim. I'm new to Periscope.
That's how I feel. I was muted in the beginning. So cute. With the bows in her hair. Love it.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, TKI is a type of med used for ALL and CLL, usually suffix in NIB. So he was curious what med she was on when she was tapered off, if you remember. There were so many different ones, right? Yeah.
You could pretty much wallpaper this house with all the meds that she was brought up and down on over 8 years. It was unreal. Here's the picture of her when she was diagnosed.
Hey, player.
Leukemia. Let's zoom in right there.
Oh my gosh, she's so adorable. Oh my god.
Yep, she looks like Periscope Widow, not one thing like her dad.
She's a girl.
And she still has this little Wizard of Oz pillow. She still has that.
That's what I was just gonna ask. What kind of? Right, yeah, like what's on the pillow there? Hey, Stephanie, thanks for sharing this out. Yeah, a really awesome story, right? Hey, Andre, my favorite it's Chicagoan. Wait.
Chicagoan. Yeah. What's going on?
Chicago.
I think the real OG of Chicago Periscope broadcast was Chicago Dave, though. Dave in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Dave was like, in my mind, he was like the iconic Chicago broadcaster.
And he met his wife through Periscope, right?
Yes, Janice Cyril. As a matter of fact, they are up there as well. There we go. Yeah, over there somewhere behind me. There's a picture. I'll show you the pictures later.
Okay.
I'll give you the walkthrough.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to do that now?
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Now that you got yourself all situated with your light, let's change things up.
Yeah, I got a technical workshop going on here. I just realized that if I flip my phone, will it work?
I think so, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. Big bucks, no whammies. Here we go, kiddos. Here we go. Where am I?
I still see you.
Uh-oh. Maybe it won't. Because it's Skype, that's why.
No, Skype, you can flip it.
I'll just do it. Really?
Yeah.
I'm tapping the screen and it ain't letting me. Oh, here. That's why.
You can't double tap. That's Periscope. You gotta, click something. There should be something with, like, a camera with, like, some arrows on it. He has the happiest eyes, Stephanie says.
Thank you, Stephanie. So... Or I can just do this. I can just go over my shoulder and do it this way.
Okay, yeah. Mark said he's a cannabis
this one
activist
Taylor remembers this one.
30 years, and he said CLL for a year. Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing that. Yes, when we were at the Bean. Were we at the Bean there? I don't see the Bean.
Right
yes.
There. I think
that's our reflection in the Bean.
Your reflection in the mirror. It takes two people to do a picture. We got Wolfie.
Look at Alexis.
Yeah, Alexis is all serious. Her sisters are there. You got Greco, you got Asif there, you got Jason Stolkin, you got Pat, Architect Phil, you got Lizzie Bear. Chicago Dave is, I don't know why Dave decided kind of just like, Dave's like,
he's like,
over here.
He's social distancing.
I think he was practicing social distancing before social distancing was cool.
I was just going to say that. Oh my God, we are two peas in a pod.
That was one of the epic meetups. And then, of course, down here, of course,
Dave's
there's
in Germany.
Wolfie. There's Wolfie with Asif.
With a taco shirt on. Is it taco? Oh, maybe not.
Alexis, yeah. Taco Tuesday. This was over at a place called Big Star on the northwest side of the city. We zoom out a little bit here. There we go. With Greco, myself, Alexis, and Asif. That was a great event.
So much.
Super fun down here. This is the part that's freaking me out because I was talking about prayers to everybody over in Glendale, Arizona. There was a shooting over at that Westgate Mall in Glendale, Arizona last night during my when I was doing my Catalyst broadcast. This picture of us here, these scopers, was at the Yard House, which got shot at last night. And this was 3 years. Yeah. So we were like right where that shooting took place last night. We were literally, this is 3 years. This is 2018.
Oh my gosh.
You have Tala, you have Musamine, Dizzle, Professor of the Old School, DJ Tam Tam, a bunch of others, Audio Source, a bunch of like old Gs. But anyway, there's more. There's up here, you got Go Rice Girl and Karma, Laura Key, Realty Goddess, Dave Gonzalez.
Oh, Laura. Laura is doing amazing with her weight loss journey. Have you been tracking that at all?
Isn't she look amazing?
She's lost 77 pounds.
That woman is a sweetheart. I love her. Yes. Will and her are absolutely amazing. They are super cool.
She is.
This is a super dark scoop. This one is the Chicago meetup in 2018. We have Chicago Dave, Nate, Michelle, Native Graffiti, JMTSQ, Janine. You have, there's another Stephanie who's not on Scope anymore, Stephanie Siegel. There is, who else is in there? A bunch of people. Ryan's in there too. Ryan, Perspective TV.
Oh, yeah, Ryan.
Way up in the back.
He's like in the shadows.
His first meetup, I know it was dark. We took that picture. This is another fun meetup. This was the one that, this was for my birthday. Actually, if I can zoom out. God, I hate this phone.
Point up. It's because I have you like chopped in half so we can both be on the screen.
There we go. This is my favorite meetup here. This was from my birthday, May 24th, actually, 2000.
Wait, you're showing the bean.
This isn't, that's a different one. I'm sorry. There we go. Hello. That was from April of 2018.
Hey,
here we go. Look at this group here. This group here, I feel like God, this is weird. Hi. I definitely feel like I'm doing. Yes, you got Louise Poppy was in town from Chicago.
Yes.
Louise is there. You have Barbara Niagara.
From New Zealand. She's from New Zealand, right? Yeah. Yes,
from New Zealand. Carol Homko, she's in here. There's Chicago Nate. There's Carl Greco. Chris Bugsy Cruiser is here. You got Cindy Smotherman, Dana Cyril, Chicago Dave, me. So that was like, we did the epic. We did the rooftop at midnight. Dana and Chris basically threw 51 pillows at me for my birthday. Yeah. So we're up at a place called Ivy Boutique. It's a rooftop bar overlooking the River West area.
There's your Chicago accent. Rooftop is a roof.
We're going to the rooftop.
Go to the roof. Meet me on the roof.
Yeah, and then up here, this is one that goes close to Taylor because it's New York. There you go. You've got me with the amazing Av, A Story to Tell, Robert the Zebra Man, Marty 888, and Dutch Maz all together.
I love this. I like the horse. The horse photobombed you too. This app is amazing. I know.
Yeah.
Stephanie said she's crying in the club right now. Cobalt, are you asking me or Jim? I don't drink coffee. They want to know how you take your coffee, Jim.
Oh, I don't drink coffee at all, actually.
Me neither. Twinsies.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee at all. I drink orange juice or apple juice or water or milk. And chocolate milk sometimes in the morning. Yeah, exactly. All right, we're going to back to assume the position here. Hold on. All right, let's keep again this. Stand still. Jim, don't move. So those are the pictures.
Jim, don't move. That's what I said earlier. I was like, Jim, can you scooch to the right and then never move again in your life? Mark, thank you for the super hearts.
My wife's been saying that for 23 years. Like, Jim, then she just kicks me. She just kicks me out of the room. She says, "Get out of here. Get a life." Garbage.
Where the hell did Nate go? I don't know who that is.
Chicago Nate. I still talk to him. He's on Twitter a lot. He's obviously not working right now, so I feel bad for him. But at the same time, I am happy that he's hanging in there. He's doing well. I miss going to Cubs games with him. and going out to Bernie's and other bars and hanging out with him and Greco. But once we are able to get back outside to the beer gardens, they're lifting that up a little bit here in Illinois. We're going to meet up again. But
yeah, we'll have to do another Chicago meetup. Stephanie, you'll have to come to that one so you don't feel left out of the photos.
That was, as Steph Taylor said, that meetup was a game changer.
That was a really fun one. I love that meetup.
Yeah, I always wonder whatever happened to the guy from down in Decatur. He drove all the way up on. He was only there Friday night. I was out there for Friday. It was, I forgot his name. He was just like based, and we won't say what else because it's a PG-13 broadcast here on the Next Juice Network.
Was I there?
No, he used to live down in downstate Illinois, and he drove all the way up. He was only there Friday. He was not there Saturday. And
I don't remember. I got there on I think it was April 20th. I want to say it was like 420. I remember being like, oh, 420.
It was 420, and there was a lot of 420, and among other things that he was allegedly doing. But that's another story.
Interesting.
I forgot his name. But anyway.
Yeah.
So then Ashley's Law became law for everybody in Illinois. Governor Pritzker came on Periscope, and we interviewed him on my cast.
Awesome.
And I hope you mentioned it and everything. So
that is awesome. I love that. So I only have probably 2 more questions for you since I've held you for about an hour now. One is, what is a golden squirrel? I've heard of golden geese, but what is a golden squirrel?
This is from Jay Forsyth. Jay gave me this because the original golden squirrel was put on a turntable and spun around. Here's the original one. For those of you who remember Arian Gomez and Dana Garrison and those guys back in the day, this was the very first golden squirrel.
Oh my gosh, little tiny.
We used to take him and put him on a turntable. The first Golden Squirrel Awards in 2016, it would spin around on a turntable. Welcome to the Golden Squirrel Awards. And then we kind of got our scope up those. And, yeah, so Jay was here. He's underneath there.
I love that. That's awesome.
So basically, the Golden Squirrel Awards, guys, as you know, and of course, this is the day after. This is after the day after Kayvon was on. Of course, just my luck. You know what? Maybe I should do that for much better. I don't look as white.
I like that.
I don't look like Chicagoan. Chicagoan.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Chicago. So anyway,
Chi-town.
Yeah. Sorry. Hey, it's Chi-town. Hey. Yeah, that's another thing. It's like saying you're from San Fran. You know, you're from San Fran. They're like, yeah. So basically what happened is, and of course this comes on the night after Kayvon was on right last night. You see Kayvon was on last night talking about Twitter?
I was live at the same time, but someone told me that he didn't say a thing about Periscope. He only talked about Twitter.
Dodged bullets, didn't answer any questions about Scope, but he was plugging something for Twitter last night and everything. So I'm like, okay, I'm not holding off on doing my fire pit till 11:30 Eastern. That's gonna win some people over because everyone and their mom's on either your cast or on, Angels was on, and so was Kayvon. So
yeah, someone's like, doesn't he know you're live? I'm like, yeah, Kayvon, what's up? Wait for me to be done.
Priorities. The lovely Taylor's on, Hello.
Like, how am I going to watch your broadcast and stream at the same time?
Yeah, exactly.
And try to get you to answer questions about Periscope.
Yeah. So basically what happened was Periscope doesn't really recognize content on Periscope, period. They don't recognize people who are on every day like Taylor or people like Calvin or Wolf Puppy or Chris, Bugsy Cruiser, or Pete down in Florida, or Luis Poppy, or Belchville, or these guys. Yeah, people around the world who are offering great content regularly, serving it up regularly. You don't have to sit there and watch Sean Hannity, or watch Rachel Maddow, or watch Main Street Media, or Don Lemon, or anybody like that. We have original content that's going down live. It's people who are offering original content to people around the world, and it wasn't being recognized. So I kind of took it upon myself one night, and I just started. I try to watch more Scopes because it makes me a better listener. Mm-hmm. I still suck at listening. I need to be a better listener. I need to jump on more broadcasts, and I'm so guilty. I need to jump on Taylor's more often.
No, I mean, I was just agreeing that I'm also a bad listener, so it helps. I think that's why we like scoping, because we read the comments, so we can say what we want to say and then read the comment and respond to it.
Exactly. It's hard for me to see comments. I'm kind of looking up and down and all that here. Chippy, what's up, man?
Free to laugh. Chris is here. He said the Midwest man himself.
Chris Rossetti. He was a recipient of 2 Lou Malnati's pizzas during the 2017 Midwest Perry meetup. I remember we did pizza giveaways for the first 2 years. We sent.
Okay.
So we took money from all the Chicago Perry crew. We all chipped in like $65, and we'd ship pizzas like to Chris, and I forgot who else
That's
was.
awesome. That's so fun.
Yeah, so he got 2 deep dish pizzas.
Pete said his ears were burning. Were you talking about Pete Byron?
Yes. Yeah, Chris was eating one of the pizzas.
Right. Yeah, no, Pete Byron just came in and said his ears were burning.
Oh my God! Hello. Yeah, I mentioned his name. Hey, Jim mismentioned Pete. He's like one of the Perry pioneers, and it's his 5th anniversary on Periscope today, guys. So
Happy anniversary! Yay! 5 years. So
5 years.
Your 5 years was about a month ago, right?
Now I'm starting to catch up comments here. I see Pete here. I see 420 Prince. I see Ed in here now. Chippy. It's Frankie.
Oh, thanks for the super hearts, Pete.
All you guys. So anyway, so the Golden Squirrel Awards came about because of the fact that I was like, all right, there's not a whole lot of people being recognized. I know they deserve some recognition. And I kind of did that with Thunder Crew back in the day. I felt like these are people who are up-and-coming scopers that need the attention of a lot of more people. Let's put them on every night at the same time and do scope trains, kind of like the Perry girls do nowadays and the Perry dudes used to do back in the day. Yeah. So I said, I'm just going to create my own group, blah, 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 and get them to become more recognized and everything like that. So people like, Joey Giggles and Robert and Kumar. All that.
Yep.
So, but Thunder Crew was not eligible for a Golden Squirrel Award. So I said, you know what? Since no one's being recognized on Scope for all the content that they're doing, I might as well just do it myself. Hey, Super Fro, what's going on?
Thanks for Super Hearts, Fro.
So I said, let's just, for the fun of it, I'll just make up some BS categories and just have some fun with it. So in 2016, I decided to take it upon myself to do the Golden Squirrel Awards. And as a matter of fact, I still have some rough drafts of some old Golden Squirrels from way back.
No squirrels were harmed in the making of this award show.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So I would literally sit there and I would create categories. I would put music beds under them, of course. Terms of service. I don't do the music anymore.
Same.
No, sirree, no. So we just say, here's a cold intro. Deal with it, but I know if I could, I would. I was ready to bring out my ASCAP and my BMI stuff and say, here's my TOS, ASCAP, BMI, yeah. But anyway. So here's 2017. I'll just go ahead and read that.
Ooh, typed. Ooh, we're moving up in the world. Typed it all out. Printed it.
And then I get ideas from you guys. Like I said, Periscope unity is community. It's got to be a two-way street. I can't be on Periscope 24/7, so I depend on you guys, the viewers, including you, Taylor, all you guys, to flip me over to some cool content or something that's off the beaten path. So on other scopes, I'd be like, okay, who do I go with here? So I start scribbling down names and people and ideas, and I'd get suggestions, and we would do scopes talking about who to bring on board and everything like that. That's my
like nomination scopes, basically.
Yeah. So we did that, and then before you know it, since I don't have OBS functioning, or I don't have not live stream, but StreamYard. Yeah, so I'm like, all right, here's your winner for the best cooking stove.
Yay, Ruby Nisa, I love her.
Yeah,
definitely love
and
her.
You've got, we had, like best national scope and best club DJ scope, like the Flash.
Yes. Oh, you spelled the wrong. THA.
THA.
The Flash. The Flash.
Yeah. Best comedic scope.
I love Casey. It was her birthday yesterday.
Birthday girl.
Yes.
And then, Bugsy Cruiser and all that. So anyway, that's all. So basically, it's my way of acknowledging people who bring great content to Periscope.
OMG. I know, I love that. Yes, it's an annual award show for Periscope broadcasters, which I love. But now it's not just broadcasters. It's also like Best Troll Award.
Yeah, we kind of changed things up a little bit. Hey, what's going on, Miss Morena? What's going on, beautiful? How are you? Guys, say the Morena.
We use a typewriter.
I guess you get the old Smith Corona.
Oh my god, I cannot.
Now we had the best male. We had the troll. Well, the troll name of the year. It was best scope.
Oh, that's what it was. The hand. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to cuss or say some of the names, but there was one called Sweatpants, and there was a character on Growing Pains named Boner. So you could kind of take the Sweatpants and the character from Growing Pains and kind of make that come to fruition.
Your other
But that
account got
one award,
suspended? Oh no. Yeah, if your account ever gets suspended, email help@periscope.tv, pscp.tv, and a lot of times they will give it back to you. But I'm glad you made another account to come join us tonight. Best viewer, yeah, like most interactive viewer or something. Yeah, female and male. Yeah, it was really, I love it. I think that's a really, really cool idea. My
thank you.
last question for you
Yes.
is something that came up from one of our viewers, Courageous Samantha. Her username used to be Courageous Clicks. And
Yep.
she popped in last night and she said, I had told her, go live, right? Same thing people used to say to you. And she was like, well, I'm having a lot of trouble actually just going live. So if you want to kind of give advice to anyone out there who's thinking about going live, you've talked about some of your journey and what you've done where, you don't even have to show your face and stuff like that. But if you have some to speak to people like that.
Of course. Well, Samantha, first of all, thank you for reaching out to Taylor, and a great resource is Taylor right here, guys. I mean, she talking about a content creator, and rightfully so. I mean, it'll be yoga one day, another day it will be playing video games, another day it's about books, it's cooking, another day it's chilling with Ed, it's traveling. I mean, not now, but traveling, with social distancing in mind. But that's what it's a content machine. And Samantha and anybody who's aspiring to be a live streamer, just be yourself. Don't pretend to be somebody that you're not. Go with your heart. You don't have to show your face right away. Practice in front of a mirror, and that makes sense. I mean, I didn't have to do that. I did work in college radio for 3 years as well. I also did television production for about 10 years as well. So that kind of helped too. But as far as live streaming, Samantha, and anybody else who's aspiring to do it, put like something in front of you, like scope your neighborhood, but don't show your house or don't show anything personal or private in your house. Distance yourself away from where you work, where you live. Like, don't show your car, don't show anything personal or anything like that. Go somewhere remote, away from where you live, and just like do a nature scope. Show like a downtown business district, or go next to a water fountain. Show the water fountain and read comments. And then as you go on with time, you'll feel a little bit more comfortable. You'll flip the screen, and you'll be able to interact. And of course, you'll get the proverbial trolls and the open bobs and they'll start doing the name calling thing. Hey, Four Eyes. Hey, Jared. All that kind of stuff like that. My favorite was the Jared one. He goes, "Hey, aren't you Jared from the Subway commercials?"
That's a great one.
Yeah. Someone said Matthew Broderick. Someone said Jim Carrey, because I was doing that. So you learn to roll with the punches, and you befriend the trolls, and then you realize that, hey, actually this guy's actually not bad. You have to put yourself in the troll's shoes. So don't feel intimidated when someone is like trolling you, making derogatory comments or anything like that. Just put yourself in their shoes. Maybe they're going through a lot of crap. I went through a daughter who had leukemia for 3 years and seizures for 8 years. Nobody knew my story until I came out on Scope and shared that out. And then now, obviously, I'm getting stuff on CNN. I'm getting interviewed on, the Today Show, all that kind of stuff. And now it's routine because people ask about our daughter being kind of a trailblazer. Same thing here on Periscope, a lot smaller scale. Samantha and anybody else who's aspiring to be a live streamer. Be yourself. Speak from your heart. Do what you feel comfortable with. And then when you're ready, you'll know when it's time to do that, and you'll be fine. And I'll jump on your cast. I'll bring my friends. And there was somebody on from Los Angeles the other day. She's never been on Scope in her life. She was a singer. She's trapped in now. She's a gig worker. She's like broke. She had to move back in with her parents, all that. She's like 30 and all that. And I brought a bunch of people in, and she walked out. She was almost crying because she felt so good that we brought a bunch of people in here to cheer her up. And to see people happy makes my night.
Yes, yeah, we don't know what they're going through exactly. No, I love that. That's all good. And remember, anxiety peaks that 1 minute before you do the thing you're afraid of doing. So as soon as you click the go live button, you're going to start feeling a lot less anxiety almost instantly. Yeah. And you can do audio only broadcasts now too. So if you're stuck in your house and you can't go film whatever, and you're just worried about double tapping the camera and seeing your face, whatever, do audio only. Just chat with people. You're not going to get as many people in with an audio only broadcast, but it's not really about views, right? It's about connection. You can have a conversation with one person.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was, That's a great way to start, Taylor. I agree with you on that. So, and they didn't have the audio option back then when I
Yep.
first started out either. I had to literally
You
show.
could do dark scope so people would put their phone down on something.
I mean, when I didn't spill my guts out, I was telling this to Taylor early in this cast, I was showing a candle and then ultimately a fire pit. And I took that and I created Catalyst.
I love
And
that.
that's been ever since. You don't have to sit there and look at somebody and feel like someone's looking at you or putting you under the microscope when you go onto a broadcast. You look at the fire pit. You could type in your comments. That's why Periscope is supposed to be a two-way street.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. It's really supposed to be more for away. It's supposed to be a periscope looking out, but almost all my broadcasts are facing
I was
me.
telling Kelly before we went live, we were trying to figure out this Skype thing. Okay, I'm going to my right. I'm going to my left. I'm joking. No, I told Taylor, I'm nervous. I get nervous every time I go live. When I go on later on tonight, when I do my Thursday night roundtable, I'll be nervous 5 minutes before I go live. I'll be like, and I told my wife, I'm like, there's only time I'm ever nervous going live is when I do the Golden Squirrel Awards, because I know there'll be thousands there, or if I'm being featured, and I'll start freaking out because all of a sudden there's 300 people in my room. And I'm like, and then about a minute later, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. This can be Jim. So It's quality over quantity. And as that sign says up over there, kids, right there, it's community, not competition. It's not a contest, guys. If you have something on your mind, hit the red button, go live, speak from your heart.
Yes, yeah, it doesn't have to be long. It could be 5 hours long. It could be 5 minutes long. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, 12 hours for me.
Yes, exactly, Azuka. That's the other thing. Yeah, if you're joining in broadcasts and commenting, you'll start to get to know people better, and then you can even do your own little private group. I have a friend who broadcasts on here only to a select group of people who she really trusts, knowing what her face looks like and her name and stuff. So she just broadcasts just to the few of us, and sometimes there's only one of us in there or two of us, and and she's just doing stuff she should be doing anyway, so we get to hang out and distract her from getting anything done. That's
true, though. That's a valid point, and even Marina made a good comment too. Just join in and comment on other scopes first to get your feet wet a little bit. And I met Marina randomly. I was just like scope hopping, and I saw her, and she was just chilling, and I'm like, and now she and I are great friends. And I got to meet you 2 years ago, young lady. I'm like, this is like, I mean, you and Steph and Lizzie and Jason and Chicago Dave all in one room. It was just truly an honor.
Puppy. Yeah, it was. Oh, I know.
Oh, and I found a great meetups with that one. That was one of my favorites because I was like completely nervous going to that one. I was like this little, it's Jim. Dave is like Dave. He's my idol.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny to me.
A lot of fun.
It was fun, yeah. We all got along really well. That was a really good time.
We got great memories to continue to make here on Periscope down the road. Yes. This young lady over here, Taylor, please make sure if you're not following her, make sure you take care of her, follow her, and help her out.
Do you want to comment on your tablet so that they can follow you more easily rather than having to search you? They can just grab your comment and follow you.
Oh, what was that? I'm sorry.
If you comment in the broadcast, it'll be easier for them to follow you too, because otherwise, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I should do that. Here,
otherwise, they have to search you up. Yeah.
It's actually a scope. I might be on for the 4th year and 48th week in a row on Periscope on Thursday nights, and I'll put myself here. I'll go live.
Love you too, Mark. Thank you for the super hearts.
Okay.
You're the top contributor. And he's out in Fro and Pete. Thank you guys so much. There, he said, "I'll go." You'll go?
Everyone's. I put hi everyone, and it put hi everyone's. And if I there we go.
Jay Scope, that's him, so you can follow him right from the chat.
Yeah, or you can. I'll be on doing my. I left my whiteboard. I was going to plug my broadcast for tonight, but I'm joking.
Go watch him. I'm not going live again tonight. Yeah.
Hold on. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hold it.
All right. Let's all hide till he comes back. John from Cleveland. I'm just like laying here. Can you guys see my back? He is so much fun. I love him. I love his energy. He was so fun. We met in person too. Super cool, chill, fun guy. Super nice. Probably, like someone said, nicest guy in Chicago. Does it seem like my chair is talking to you now?
There we go. I'm back. All right. There. Agua, Cords, Elmhurst Brewing Company jacket. Got to put the plug in place for tonight's broadcast. They have a new outstanding 5.8 ABV beer product, Elmhurst Brewing Company. Did someone say Elmhurst Brewing Company? There we go. There we go. How about some Periscope signs? There we go. There. There we go. Got him so 2015, aren't I? Yeah. And look at this. It's chair cam. Yes, that's right. Taylor's chair cam, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, tonight got an all-new edition of the spectacular Thursday Night Roundtable. It will be season 4, episode 47, or 49, rather. 49. Yeah. So we're going to be talking, well, first of all, thank you to Next Juice right there. So we're going to put that right on the top of it. Thank you so much for having me on board. And let's do a little easy on that light there. God. Also today we're going to be talking about, would you go out and go after somebody for not social distancing? We're going to be talking about that this evening. Also on the spectacular program tonight, a lot of Zoom news. I'm going to zoom. We're going to be talking about, like the Fresh Prince did a reunion on Zoom. There's also a lawsuit involving Zoom. And some other Zoom-related stuff. We'll talk about that tonight. Also, with all the rain, I'll give you an update on the sinking basement of ours. Virtual graduations for the class of 2020.
Yep.
Talk about that tonight. And last but not least, Memorial Day. And don't worry.
A birthday!
I am 55 on Monday. Yes, I turned 55 on Monday.
Hooray!
There you go.
I love it.
So, there.
Awesome. When are you going live around? What time do you go live around?
Oh, God. Tonight, I'm aiming for 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 8 Pacific over most of this Periscope network.
Which is in like 30 minutes.
Oh, crap. We that long.
We should probably.
I'll grab a bowl of ice cream. I'll pound it. I'll get Ashley and the girls to bed, and, we'll be fine. We'll improvise. I didn't really come on. We don't have Thunder Crew anymore on Thursday nights, or any more, actually, so I can just come on whenever the heck I want.
That's true. Yeah, people stay up really, really late. A lot of our people on here. So, thank you for coming on. This was awesome. Thank you everyone for showing up and being so awesome and supportive like you always are. I haven't done a split screen in so long, so I was a little bit rusty, but I think that Jim was a great guest to get me back into doing this, and I'm planning on doing more in the upcoming weeks, and also we're hoping to do like a group one as well with more than just 2 people, but that's going to be a little bit more challenging, so, it's hard enough for us to get just 2 of us on the screen.
Imagine a Brady Bunch broadcast with Taylor, Ed, Wolf Puppy, Steph, Jason Stolken, Wolfie, bunch of you guys all in the big, like,
Sonam.
Sonam in there, exactly. Imagine that. That would be epic. That should be like a pay-per-view event, so you can at least have the correct, the throughput and the latency issues taken care of. That would be sweet.
That would be awesome. Yeah. It's a lot of that's a lot of cropping and making sure no one moves.
You should have seen Taylor before we went live, guys. I mean, she was ready to like text Periscope Widow and say, "Okay, you gotta like put his feet in."
I was like, "Can you put some tape on the grass?"
Yeah, just tape him to the ground to his chair.
Love it. Well, we'll see you then live in your broadcast in a little bit.
Excellent, Taylor. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone who came in and for making this channel possible. We love you. This has been A Moment in Time with Taylor and Jim. Hope to see you on the next juice. Oh, and I'm just going to like sit here really awkwardly for 5 seconds because YouTube has a big lag, so you could sit here awkwardly with me as well. Oh, nothing's happening. Oh, I don't have it on this screen. Wait, I got to do this. Oh, it's just Jay's scope on top of it.
Bumper.
Wait, try again.
He's got cool bumpers going and everything, too. Look at that.